Hi, Desert Boy here. Just a quick follow-up before the range video for the Ruger Wrangler. The gun has been safety checked and it is unloaded. Couple of things. This is my first single action firearm, so I'm still getting used to the whole idea of the single action, especially with the grip and how to best, fire it. Many people like to use their support hand to pull the hammer back and then fire with their strong hand, their trigger finger, their normal shooting hand. And that was a grip that I was trying to practice a little more of. So, in cowboy action shooting, that's one of the ways people try to get be safe but get good times when they're competing. I also did some shooting just, one-handed, strong hand, my right hand as well. I found it to be fine. The trigger was fine as far as pulling the trigger, nice release, gun fired very well, didn't have any malfunctions. I started at 7 yards. I used CCI Mini Mag, two different kinds of ammunition, one of them being the 1235 foot per second, I think it is 40 grain copper plated round nose, and then I use a lead round nose, which is standard velocity at about 1070 feet per second. This has a 4.62 inch barrel on it. It's about 30 ounces, so it worked pretty good. It was, the whole thing about, then you shoot your 6 rounds, and if you're loading 6. In this, because this does have a transfer bar safety, so according to Ruger, it's fine to carry with 6 rounds in it. But I was at the range, of course, wasn't necessarily carrying it around with me. But anyway, shot fine, but then you got to load the next 6. You have to eject in between. As far as shooting, I shot 7 yards for both of those on 2 different targets, which you'll see, and then I shot 15 yards, which is what the manual says is what the fixed sights are set for. So anyway, overall, I thought it was pleasant. It was good. It's good value. $249 suggested retail. I got it somewhere in like $220 to $230 range, the local dealer. So overall, I'd say that was pretty good. One of the things that was a little con for me, and it could be that I'm just not used to single actions, is in ejecting the rounds. I felt like the ejector was a little bit uncomfortable trying to push on it. It almost feels like it kind of begs to have some kind of cover over it or something like that to make it more comfortable. But that could just be me not used to using an ejector and the spring being pretty stiff right now and ejecting. But other than that, it took me a little bit trying to get my grip adjusted to where I could get the pad of my trigger finger on the trigger better, so that that helped with my accuracy and with my trigger release versus it being more maybe the crook of my joint of my finger here when I was first trying to get the kind of the grip down. So that's kind of my impressions overall. I think it's a great deal. Enjoyed it. You'll see a little video about it's a little Henry Golden Boy footage in there as well. That was shot at 50. When I practiced with that, it was at 15 and 25 yards. It holds 16 rounds, and it weighs quite a bit more. It weighs something more like in the neighborhood of about 6 to 7 pounds, 6.75 pounds, I think, or something like that. It's about 38 inches overall because it's got a 20-inch barrel, which I enjoy the 16-round capacity of the 22 long rifle. So there'll be a little bit of that. So anyway, be safe out there. Continue to give me any comments. Think about subscribing, and thank you very much. Bye now.